Please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to be notified of the latest videos. Sage here for Kalkinemedia. Today we're covering what is a variable cost plus pricing in our educational series. What is a variable cost plus pricing? Variable cost plus pricing can be defined as a type of pricing method where the selling price is determined by adding the difference between the lowest current price offered amongst the broker-dealer and the price charged to the customers for the investment as markup to total variable cost. And the sole purpose behind variable cost plus pricing is to generate some revenue even after covering all the operating expenses and overheads. Frequently asked questions. How to analyse variable cost plus pricing. Variable cost refers to the operating expenses subject to change with the increase or decrease in production. For example, the cost of raw materials, labour charge, packing cost, etc. come under variable cost. And therefore, the companies who have a high chance of incurring variable costs must employ a variable cost plus pricing method while setting the prices of their products. These steps must follow to employ the variable cost plus pricing. Step 1. Obtain the total cost of production for a particular service or product. Then find out the sum of fixed cost and variable cost to obtain the total cost. Step 2. Obtain the unit cost of the product or service by dividing the total cost by the number of manufactured products. And step 3. Set the selling price by multiplying the unit cost that has been obtained earlier with the markup percentage. So how does variable cost plus pricing work? Many companies incur a high variable cost, including the labour charge, cost of raw materials, etc. that vary with the production quantity, and therefore such companies must employ the variable cost plus pricing method to determine the prices of their services and products. To implement the variable cost plus pricing method, the company must calculate its variable cost precisely beforehand to determine the expected profit from the number of units produced. Let's now take a look at an example. Let us assume that the operating expense of a particular product is $5, and now the company calculates that the fixed cost for manufacturing the product is $3. Therefore, to compensate for the fixed cost, the profit set by the company is $2. Thus, the selling price of the product is set to be 5 plus 3 plus 2, which equals $10. So what are the practical applications of variable cost plus pricing? The variable cost plus pricing method is ideal for companies with a high portion of the total cost of a variable cost. By employing this method, these companies can ensure that it will compensate both fixed and variable costs incurred while manufacturing the products. However, suppose the variable cost ratio to the fixed cost is low. In that case, it indicates that the company experiences fixed cost more than variable cost, and applying the variable cost plus pricing method in such cases could result in inaccuracy in prices and insustainability to earning revenue in the long run. The application of the variable cost plus pricing method is also widely found in companies with excess capacity. In such companies, fixed costs would not go up with the increase in the production quantity. And for example, no extra money would be spent upon warehouse rent. Therefore, the variable cost in such cases would directly be proportional to the production quantity. Hence, the markup percentage could be added to the unit variable cost to set the selling price to offer a decent profit to the company. Thanks for joining us on the report. If you like the information, please like, share, comment on the video below, subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon, you'll be notified of Kalkine's latest videos. But for more information and regular updates, why not head to the website, it's kalkinemedia.com. And I'm Sage for Kalkinemedia.